Hi, I'm Paul Clark.
I'm Tom Iksisek.
And I'm Serena Calder, and you're watching the Ottawa Gazette newscast from our second year reporting class.
We've got a fully packed broadcast today, so let's get started.
Let's go to Kayla and Christy with some arts headlines.
This week, James Stewart brought art and science together in the finale of Brain Awareness Week.
And Ottawa's Mayfair Theatre had a sold-out audience on Friday night for its adaptation of the zombie classic, Night of the Living Dead, which it showcased as a silent movie with live musicians, artists, and actors.
Canadians also proved they still care about Canadian artists as 400 people showed up for the premiere of Winds of Heaven, a documentary about Emily Carr.
I'm Christy.
And I'm Kayla.
Now let's go to Malamich for finance.
This year's Ontario budget includes $310 million in funding to create 20,000 new places for students in colleges and universities across Ontario. But university student and faculty interest groups say the budget fails to address some issues with quality and affordability of post-secondary education in the province.
And the Great Canadian Theatre Company will now be able to afford their new building thanks to Ottawa City Council. The GCTC received a $175,000 grant last week.
I'm Mike.
I'm Mal, and now to Lauren for this week's education headlines.
A report released last week by the Canadian Federation of Students found racism on Ontario's campuses, and Carleton students say it's time for their university to take notice. In other news, medical students gathered on Parliament Hill today to voice opposition to the lack of diversity in Canada's medical schools. This is a problem they say is amplifying the country's shortage of family doctors and creating barriers to healthcare access. And now let's hear from Hillary and Mishoka about the local news.
This past Saturday, I covered the Earth Hour candlelight vigil that was held at Parliament Hill and was organized by the Green Party of Canada. Over 400 observers came out to support the event, which raised awareness for climate change.
Over 800 people attended this year's annual Ottawa Children and Youth Traditional Powwow held at the Raven's Nest at Carleton University this past weekend. It was an event to celebrate, honor, and preserve Aboriginal culture, tradition, and customs.
And tomorrow night will be the start of the Carleton University TEDx Carleton U event held at the Gladstone Theatre. The event is meant to support innovation and share ideas with the Ottawa community and Ottawa changemakers. My name is Hillary.
I'm Mishoka, and now over to Mitch in Toronto.
2, 1. Last week, tension escalated when Ann Coulter canceled her event at the University of Ottawa amid protests and security threats. I take a closer look at the aftermath and lessons learned from the affair. I'm Mitch Goldenberg reporting from Toronto. Now back to the newsroom.
Well, those are your top headlines for tonight, folks. I hope you enjoyed reading. Take care. Have a good night.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bang it!